Hello, dear soul. The angels have asked me to bring a special message to you today, something you need to hear with an open heart. The time has come to discover the whole truth about your loved one. Spirituality reveals that energies are changing, and this message is crucial for your understanding. What you are about to know will shock you, but it will also bring the clarity you have been seeking. Prepare yourself, for this is a message from the angels, sent directly to you to illuminate your path. The angels are around you now, enveloping you in a gentle and welcoming light, because what they are going to tell you may deeply affect your emotions. You have already felt in your heart that something in the relationship with your loved one has changed. Perhaps it is a feeling you cannot fully explain, but that from time to time arises as a persistent doubt, an inner voice trying to alert you. And now, it is time to pay attention. Before continuing the message, write in the comments, "I claim it." Now, continuing the message. The truth, my dear soul, is that the angels have been observing your connection with this person for a long time. They see what your heart desires, know your deepest dreams, and also the insecurities that arise in your loneliest moments. And today, they have decided to share with you what is really happening in the life of your loved one and how it affects your relationship. What is about to be revealed may surprise you, but remember that the angels always speak with love and for your growth. The truth that is coming to light is not to hurt you, but to set you free. They want you to know that your loved one has been going through internal challenges, struggles that you may not have fully noticed. These difficulties have created barriers in their heart, barriers that, in many moments, have prevented them from fully showing what they feel for you. This person, to whom you have dedicated so much love, also carries emotional burdens that make them hesitate. The angels say it is as if they are in a battle between what they want and what they fear, between the love they feel and the hurts they carry. This is not your fault, and spirituality wants you to understand this clearly. There is nothing wrong with you. Sometimes the person we love cannot give us what we desire because they themselves are broken inside, and this creates invisible but painful distances. But the angels are clear. The truth needs to come out now. They are asking you to look beyond this person's words, to perceive what is hidden between the lines, in the attitudes, in the silences. There is something that spirituality needs you to understand. This person is being called to a great moment of transformation. But for this to happen, both of you will need to face this phase with courage and truth. Spirituality does not want you to live in illusions, and that is why they are revealing this truth today, so that you can clearly see the path that opens before you. Your spiritual guides whisper that this person has often felt suffocated by old fears, by insecurities that have not been healed. They show that they carry regrets, and as much as they try to hide it, their heart is still trapped in things from the past that prevent the future from flourishing with you. The angels tell you that this person feels divided, and that is why you often feel that the relationship is a roller coaster of emotions. What you feel is not imagination. There is an internal struggle happening within this person, and it directly affects your connection. Now, before we continue this message, write in the comments, 1111 to claim it. But do not think that the angels bring only difficult news. They want you to know that there is hope. This moment of truth is the first step towards deep healing, both for you and for your loved one. From here, everything can change, but it is necessary for you to remain strong and open to what is to come. Spirituality supports you in every step of this journey, and they are asking you to trust the process, even if the truth seems heavy for now. This is the first revelation the angels bring today, the truth about your loved one's internal conflicts. You now know the weight they carry, and the angels invite you to reflect. Are you willing to continue on this path of healing, to support this person in their journey of transformation? Because, dear soul, what will come next will require patience and understanding, but also a strong commitment to truth, without illusions. The angels want you to know that everything that happens at this moment has a greater purpose. You are not alone in this process, and the transformation that is about to happen is something the angels have already carefully prepared for you and this person. The path of truth is not always easy, but it is necessary for a new phase to begin. The angels show that changes are on the horizon. These changes may be subtle at first, almost imperceptible, but over time they will become increasingly clear, like a light that grows until it completely illuminates the path ahead. They want you to know that the moment of transition is near, and it will be decisive for the future of your relationship. The loved one is going through a period of great learning. It may sometimes seem like they are distancing themselves, but in reality, what is happening is an internal reevaluation. They are being led to confront aspects of life that they have been avoiding for a long time. This may cause some discomfort, both for them and for you, but it is something that needs to happen. The transformation they are experiencing is not only emotional, it is also spiritual. The angels whisper that the universe is guiding this person to a breaking point, where they will have to decide between remaining trapped in their old fears and patterns or embracing a new path of growth. And here is the key point. You are part of this new path. Your presence in this person's life is fundamental for this change. The love you offer is the foundation they need, even if at times they do not seem to recognize it. Spirituality is working in your favor, connecting the pieces of this story in such a way that soon everything will be clear. However, it is important for you to understand that you cannot force this transformation. The angels ask you for patience and wisdom at this moment. The transformation, both in their life and in yours, needs to happen at the right time. There are no shortcuts when it comes to spiritual and emotional growth. This person needs to face their own challenges and learn the lessons the universe is placing in their path. You can be an essential support, but they also need to walk this path by themselves. The angels see your heart, and they know that what you most desire is harmony, true union, where love flows without barriers. They want you to know that this possibility exists, but it requires both of you to be ready to let go of what no longer serves. As the loved one goes through this phase of introspection and confrontation with their shadows, you are also being called to strengthen yourself. It is not just about waiting for them to change. The angels ask you to look within yourself and reflect on what you also need to transform. Before continuing the message, if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, take the opportunity to subscribe. This helps us continue creating meaningful content for you. Continuing the message. This is where true connection with the divine lies. Your own evolution is linked to the evolution of this relationship. As this person approaches a moment of clarity, you are also being led to a new phase of consciousness. You are stronger than you imagine, and the angels want to remind you of this. They say that true love is never static. It is always in motion, always changing, always challenging us to be better. And now, you are being called to grow alongside this person. The coming weeks will be crucial. During this period, you may notice unexpected behaviors from your loved one. They may become more reserved or, on the contrary, seek you out in unexpected ways, seeking the comfort that only your love can offer. The angels ask you to be attentive. Not everything is as it seems at first glance. Instead of reacting impulsively, try to observe with your heart, understanding that what is at stake is much greater than the small actions or words that may arise in daily life. This is a time to nurture patience and trust. Trust in the angels, in the process, and especially in yourself. Even if at times you feel like you do not have all the answers, the angels remind you that this is part of the journey. There is no way to control all aspects of the situation, but you can control how you choose to react and how you decide to grow in the face of challenges. This transformation will not only be of the loved one, but also of your own soul. The angels ask you not to fear what is to come, for this is an opportunity for both of you to connect on a deeper level. Once this phase of transition passes, you will see that everything that seemed uncertain will begin to align. The path will become clearer, and you will be ready to move forward with a new perspective, stronger and more connected. The angels want you to know that even in moments of silence or distance, spirituality is working for the greater good of both of you. Trust that what is being revealed now is necessary. This truth, no matter how shocking it may be, brings with it the promise of renewal. And this renewal, dear soul, may be the beginning of a new cycle of love and understanding between you. You begin to realize that there is more at stake than just the apparent issues between you and your loved one. What the angels want you to understand now is that every relationship is a mirror, a reflection not only of what is seen, but also of what is hidden in the deepest layers of the soul. And what is hidden in this relationship needs to be brought to light. The angels say that there is something the loved one has not yet been able to fully reveal. Perhaps you have already noticed signs, a veiled resistance to sharing their most intimate emotions. This may have left you with doubts, or even a sense of emotional distance. But know that this resistance is not just about you. It is directly linked to the oldest and most ingrained fears that this person carries. They are wounds that time has not healed, and therefore have created walls that are sometimes difficult to tear down. The truth the angels want you to know is that this person holds a secret in their heart, something they feel could completely change the dynamics between you. This secret does not necessarily involve lies or betrayals, but rather emotions and experiences they are afraid to share. The angels show that this person feels that if they were completely vulnerable, they might be misunderstood or even rejected. Therefore, they protect themselves in silence. However, the angels ask you not to rush to conclusions. They warn you not to draw conclusions based on fear or insecurity. What this person hides is not a deliberate choice to hurt you, but an attempt to protect themselves from their own pains. Spirituality wants you to understand that the fear of rejection is one of the deepest obstacles this person faces, and it is also the greatest impediment to the truth coming to light. But here is the important part. This truth will emerge, and when it does, it may surprise you. It will reveal facets of this person that you may not have considered, bringing to the surface parts of their life that they have kept hidden for too long. This revelation will be a test of trust, both for them and for you. How you react to this truth will be decisive for your future together. Spirituality asks you to be ready to deal with these revelations with empathy. Even if what you discover is unexpected or difficult, the angels remind you that true love is one that welcomes, understands, and forgives. It does not mean that you should ignore what is to come, but rather that you are being called to deal with it consciously, without letting pain overshadow your ability to see the bigger picture. And speaking of the bigger picture, the angels show you that this revelation also brings with it the possibility of healing. For the love between you to fully flourish, it is necessary for everything to be brought to the surface. Secrets, no matter how well kept, create barriers, and barriers prevent love from flowing freely. This truth that will be revealed has the potential to free both you and your loved one, allowing you to come closer in a more authentic way. The healing promised by the angels will not happen overnight. It requires both of you to face your fears and be willing to work together to build a more solid and transparent foundation. This is the moment of clarity, the point where everything that was hidden needs to be seen, understood, and finally released. The angels are by your side, guiding each step, so that you can go through this phase with wisdom and an open heart. This person, who often seems hesitant, is on the verge of a great awakening. The angels show that they also feel the need to open up, but something holds them back, the fear of losing you. It is as if, deep down, they believe that by revealing their vulnerabilities and truths, you might see them in a different way, a way that may not be as idealized. This fear is powerful, and the angels ask you to understand it before making any decisions. But you, dear soul, also have your role in this process. The angels say that while this person is afraid of being rejected, you may also be protecting yourself from seeing what is truly before you. Sometimes, the truth can be uncomfortable, but it is essential for the evolution of the relationship. Spirituality invites you not to hide from the truth that is coming to light, but to face it head-on with courage and discernment. And here is a very important message. Do not be afraid of change. The revelation of this truth may seem frightening, but it is necessary for the relationship to strengthen. Sometimes what seems like a shock at first is actually the catalyst for deeper and more authentic love. The angels assure you that this change, no matter how difficult it may seem now, is what will allow love to flourish in a way you may never have experienced before. This transformation that is about to happen is inevitable, and the angels are asking you to be prepared. They want you to know that no matter how challenging it is, you have the strength needed to go through this phase and come out stronger on the other side. What is being revealed now is a gift, even if wrapped in challenges. This gift will bring with it the truth you deserve, and with this truth will come the opportunity to heal, transform, and love more freely and truly. Now, with the truth about to emerge, the angels reveal to you that you are on the verge of a decisive moment. The time has come to choose. Spirituality places you at a crossroads, where both you and your loved one will be called to make choices that will shape the future of this relationship. These are not simple choices, as they involve not only the present, but also what you wish to build from now on. The angels whisper that the loved one is facing a deep internal conflict. On one hand, they feel the desire to free themselves from the weight they carry, to show who they really are without the masks they use to hide their weaknesses. On the other, there is the persistent fear that by doing so, they might lose something precious. You. The fear of losing your love has been an anchor in this person's life, holding them in a place of stagnation where they cannot move forward or backward. They are caught between the past that haunts them and the future that scares them. But spirituality is clear. There is no more room for indecision. The universe is asking for action, and this action involves both the loved one and you. The angels want you to understand that often we remain in uncertain situations because we are afraid to make decisions that might distance us from the people or circumstances we know. However, true healing, true rebirth, can only happen when we accept that some changes are inevitable, and more than that, they are necessary for our growth. At this moment, spirituality asks you to question yourself. What do you really want from this relationship? Are you willing to walk alongside this person, helping them heal and grow? Or do you feel that maybe it is time to move on, seeking a new phase for your own life? The angels remind you that whatever the decision, it must come from appeal. Do not let the fear of the unknown paralyze you. Change is coming, and you need to be prepared for it. The loved one, in turn, will also be faced with a choice. They will have to decide if they are ready to confront their own demons and leave behind what prevents them from being fully happy with you. The angels show that this person has more feelings for you than they often manage to show. However, feelings are not enough to sustain a relationship if they are not accompanied by concrete actions. And now, more than ever, spirituality demands action. But the angels bring a message of hope. They say that despite the difficulties, rebirth is possible. What you have together can be renewed, transformed into something even stronger and more true, if both of you are willing to face the necessary changes. This is a cycle of renewal, a moment when everything that seemed uncertain can be put in place, as long as there is willingness on both sides to evolve. The choice, however, is not just about the future of the relationship, but also about how you see yourselves within it. Are both of you ready to leave behind old wounds, insecurities, and fears? Spirituality asks you to look at yourself with kindness and honesty. What have you been carrying that also needs to be released? What repeated patterns are you willing to abandon to make room for a new way of loving? Often we ask for changes in our relationships without realizing that these changes also require transformation within us. The angels invite you to look within and perceive what needs to be healed in your own soul so that you are truly ready for what is to come. This moment of choice is not just about the relationship itself, but also about your individual journey of spiritual and emotional growth. And here, spirituality offers you a gift, the power of forgiveness. Forgiving the loved one for their faults, forgiving yourself for past mistakes, and above all, forgiving life itself for the difficulties you have faced so far. Forgiveness is the key that opens the door to a new beginning. It is not about forgetting what happened, but about releasing the pain that may still be trapped in your heart. The angels show you that by forgiving, you are creating space for the new. This new can be a complete renewal of the relationship with the loved one, or it can be a new phase in your life, where you will find the peace and love you have always deserved. Rebirth is inevitable, and the choice is in your hands. To be reborn together with this person, or to move forward, taking with you the lessons learned, but with a heart free for new beginnings. Spirituality does not impose answers. It only guides you with love. They are here to remind you that whatever path you choose, you will not be alone. The angels will be by your side, supporting your decisions and protecting you every step of the way. What matters now is that you are at peace with the choice that is to come, knowing that regardless of what happens, what is true and destined for you will always find its way back. This is the promise of the angels. You will be guided by truth, love, and light, and in the end, everything will align exactly as it should be. Now it is time to prepare for what is to come. The rebirth has already begun, and you are the central piece of this transformation. No matter how distant you may seem at times, spirituality shows that this relationship has a spiritual depth that goes beyond simple daily interactions. What unites you is not just affection, but also an energetic connection that was established on levels beyond human understanding. This connection, dear soul, is sacred. The angels want you to know that this spiritual force between you is like an invisible but strong thread that keeps you connected even in moments of greatest separation or silence. That is why, many times, you can feel what the loved one is going through even when they do not speak. You perceive the mood changes, the doubts, the fears, because on some level, you share this energy. The angels say that this connection is a gift, but it also comes with responsibilities. Both are responsible for taking care of the energy that flows between you, and it is important that this is done with love and mutual respect. However, the angels also want you to understand that despite this strong connection, it does not mean that the loved one is exempt from doing the necessary inner work. Often, when we feel an intense spiritual connection with someone, we tend to justify their actions, believing that somehow fate will take care of everything. But the truth is that spirituality can offer guidance, but it is up to each of you to do your part. The angels remind you that this spiritual connection is not an excuse to accept less than you deserve. Love must be nurtured by both parties, and this connection will only flourish if both are willing to grow. They ask you not to allow this bond to become a burden or a justification for behaviors that harm you. Spirituality wishes for you to be in a balanced relationship where love and respect flow mutually. At this moment, the angels ask you to pay attention to your own needs. You also need healing and care. Often you worry so much about what the loved one is feeling, about their difficulties, that you forget to look at yourself. The angels say that your energy needs to be renewed, that your spirit needs rest, and that to keep this spiritual connection healthy, you need to take care of yourself first. They invite you to take a break, to reflect on what you really want from this relationship and from life in general. What are your dreams? What are your needs? The angels remind you that it is important for you to keep your own light alive, because it is from this light that you will continue to radiate love and strength to the other. Without taking care of yourself, this connection can become exhausting and unbalanced, and the angels do not want that for you. Healing comes from within, and the angels are by your side to help you in this process. They encourage you to take time to reconnect with your own spirituality, whether through meditation, prayer, or simply moments of silence and reflection. By taking care of your own soul, you will be strengthening this spiritual connection in a way that will benefit both you and your loved one. The angels also say that the moment of healing is not just for you, but also for the loved one. Just as you are going through a phase of transformation and self-reflection, this person is also facing their own internal demons. Spirituality shows that often the loved one feels a deep desire to live up to this connection, but their own limitations and fears prevent them from advancing with the strength they would like. This person is in an internal struggle, and the angels ask you to have compassion, not only for them but for yourself as you deal with this journey. This spiritual connection you share is not something that can be rushed. Each stage has its time, and spirituality is orchestrating everything so that you both learn and grow individually before fully uniting. Divine timing does not follow the same rhythm as human timing, and the angels ask you to trust this process. Sometimes, what seems like a delay is actually a necessary preparation for something much greater and more significant in the future. The angels also show you that in moments of doubt, you can always turn to them for guidance. They are constantly sending signs and messages through dreams, feelings, or even synchronicities you experience in your daily life. Do not ignore these signs. They are reminders that you are being guided. Spirituality wants you to know that even in the most difficult phases, you are never alone. This is a phase of learning for both. The challenges you face now are preparing you for a stronger future together, if that is the destiny. The angels say that the more you learn to deal with spiritual and emotional issues maturely and consciously, the stronger the bond that unites you will be. Spirituality wants you to believe that true love is not one that ignores difficulties, but one that grows through them. And remember, dear soul, this spiritual connection is a gift. You and the loved one are deeply intertwined, and regardless of how things unfold in the immediate future, this bond will never be lost. You were placed on each other's path for a reason, and the angels assure you that all answers will come at the right time. Meanwhile, trust the journey, the learning, and the power of spiritual healing that is happening in both hearts. Now that you have been guided by the angels through this journey of discoveries and healing, it is time to look to the horizon and see what is to come. The path ahead may seem uncertain, but the angels are ready to guide you toward the fulfillment you deserve. Everything you have experienced so far with the loved one had a greater purpose: to prepare you for true love, the love that nurtures and elevates. The angels show you that this journey was necessary for you to understand not only the depth of your connection with the loved one, but also the strength that resides within you. Every challenge, every doubt, every moment of uncertainty served to shape who you are today. Spirituality does not work with coincidences. It shapes destiny in a way that strengthens you with every step taken. And now, dear soul, you are much more prepared for love than you were before. But the angels also tell you that before moving forward, it is important for you to ask yourself what fulfillment truly means to you. For some, it is being alongside those they love, sharing a life of harmony and complicity. For others, it is finding inner peace, regardless of being in a relationship or not. Spirituality wants you to know that both paths are valid and that there is no single destiny for everyone. What matters is what makes your heart vibrate. The loved one, as the angels revealed to you earlier, is in a phase of great transformation. And just like you, they are also seeking their own path toward fulfillment. Your love has great potential for renewal, but for this to happen, both need to be willing to make the necessary sacrifices and changes. The universe is asking you to let go of old resentments, negative patterns that no longer serve, and embrace a new beginning with a clean heart. This is the moment to leave the past behind. The angels ask you to release the pain, the doubts, and the fears that have accompanied you so far. What is to come is a new phase, and it will be filled with light, peace, and harmony, but only if you are willing to let go of what no longer serves you. The past, although important, should not dictate your future. Spirituality is here to help you walk with lightness and confidence, knowing that everything that is past was only a preparation for what is to come. Fulfillment in love does not come only from connection with another, but also from connection with oneself. The angels are reminding you that for love to flourish in your life, you must first cultivate self-love. They want you to take care of yourself, to value yourself, and to never allow the love for another person to overshadow the love you should have for yourself. You are worthy of love, happiness, and a full life, regardless of any external situation. And this is a truth the angels ask you to keep in your heart. What comes next, in your journey with the loved one, depends on the choices you both will make. The angels do not force any path, but they whisper the most favorable directions. The final decision will always be yours and the person with whom you share this bond. However, what spirituality desires is that whatever the choice, it is made from a place of love and truth. Do not choose out of fear. Do not make decisions based on insecurity or fear of the future. True love, the one that is pure and elevated, does not grow where there is fear, but where there is trust and respect. Spirituality also wants to remind you that fulfillment is not a final destination, but a state of being. This means that regardless of what happens with the relationship, you can always achieve fulfillment within yourself. The experiences we live with other people are important, yes, but they do not define who we are in our entirety. You are much more than your relationship with the loved one. The angels show you that you carry within you an entire universe, full of possibilities, love, and purpose. And it is this universe they want you to explore and nurture. Now, returning to the loved one, the angels ask you to have patience with them. Their transformation is underway, and this process cannot be rushed. Just as you had to go through your own path of healing and discovery, the loved one also needs time to process their emotions and deal with their internal challenges. Spirituality reminds you that true love respects the other's time. This does not mean you should wait indefinitely, but that you should allow this person to walk their path, just as you are walking yours. If it is meant for you to continue together, the angels assure you that everything will align at the right time. And when that happens, you will both be stronger, wiser, and more prepared to live a love that is true and deep. But if, for some reason, your paths separate, spirituality assures you that new opportunities for love and happiness will arise in your life. The important thing is that you move forward with confidence, knowing that the universe always takes care of those who walk with an open heart. At this moment, the angels envelop you with their purest and most loving light, reminding you that whatever the decision, whatever the next step, you are protected and guided. Everything that has happened so far was to teach you something important, and now you carry this wisdom in your heart. The fulfillment you seek is closer than you imagine, and the angels invite you to continue walking with confidence and faith. You are on the right path. With this last message, the angels leave you with a certainty. The love that is yours by right will never be lost. And even if the path seems winding now, everything is aligning for your greater good. Trust the journey, trust the process, and trust yourself. The light of spirituality always accompanies you. If this message touched your heart and reflects what you are experiencing, write in the comments, "I trust the path guided by the angels." Share your experiences below, as your journey can inspire others. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe to the channel to receive more transformative content. Thank you for watching, and we will meet in the next video.